XTC's Wasp Star, Apple Venus Volume 2, right now on States and Kingdoms.
So XTC's Wasp Star.
So this was kind of a two-parter. Apple Venus Volume 1, released the previous year, which we have not done a video on yet, but we will. Released May 22nd, 2000. Wasp Star. I can't say it.
Wasp Star.
I can't say it.
It's okay. Go ahead. It's XTC's best album.
WS. Released in May of 2000.
I would say it charted about the same as Apple Venus. I think in the U.S. charts is 108 versus 106.
So close.
The charts don't make any sense to me, so it didn't. Neither of them did badly. They didn't do incredibly well.
Obviously they took a really long break after Non-Such.
Yeah, and there were, of course, there's a lot of drama surrounding both Apple Venus and Wasp Star.
I told you it's hard to say. It's hard to say.
I said it right.
Yeah, but
I enunciated.
You paused.
Wasp Star.
Let's get started.
Okay.
Playground. I think this is one of the stronger songs, I would say, on the album. Andy song. I like the guitar riff opening. And I mean, that riff actually goes throughout the song. But it really pulls you in. And there's something a little off-kilter about it. I mean, that's the highlight of the song, is that riff.
No, you're right. There is. And it feels a little bit like XTC of old. The way that the guitar opens the song, I really like, and I when it starts, you think, awesome.
We're in for something good. Here
this
we
is gonna
go.
be awesome, and it is a good song. Yeah. I think on this song, it's just a little bit too smooth. I would like a little bit of a more
real jagged,
a little bit raw. Yeah. Hey, say that. Raw or Wasp Star sound.
Yeah, nicely done. Well done.
And but I do. Yeah, this is a song on this that I actually do really like, and it's fairly Beatley. There's no way around that. It's very McCartney-ish, which is something I found about this album as a whole for him.
We've talked about this before at XTC. I mean, I sought XTC out because they were called Beatlesque when I was just looking for music to listen to.
Right.
And none of it was what I expected. It wasn't what I thought of as Beatlesque.
Because XTC has so many other things, and you're talking about
we've said that before.
Yeah, such a brilliant songwriter.
We've said that before.
But yeah, his influence, his Beatles influence, obviously was coming out a lot more by this time, and but it's very. I hear a lot of Paul McCartney and like his phrasing on this album, which I don't really hear as much. I don't hear as much on Apple Venus, which is interesting. But whatever. Anyway, this is a good song.
Stupidly Happy. So this one, I don't know. I can take or leave, I guess. It's interesting when you really listen to it on like a system. There's actually a lot going on this song. There's a lot of little noises and things that bubble up and like go down, and the bass kind of comes in louder at certain points. It's kind of a busy song.
Yeah, this song epitomizes somewhat what I think of this album. It's a good song. It's not really my style. It's not really what I want. It's pop rock. It's very mainstream.
Yeah, it's smooth.
And it's a good song.
It is.
And it has it's definitely Andy Partridge, but it doesn't connect with me.
There's a little something missing.
Even though I do hum this song.
Well, they're stupidly catchy.
It's still catchy. It's really funny. After listening to this a ton, it's very difficult to figure why this album doesn't connect. I don't connect to this album the same way really every other.
You miss the Dave Gregory.
It is definitely Dave Gregory. No, I don't know. I don't know. But there's something that just something missing. Not all, there are good songs, and they're all technically, objectively, good songs. I mean, if like you wrote a song like this, you'd be like doing a jig through the streets, you know?
I'd be stupidly happy. So the first Colin song is "In Another Life,"
which is, I think, his best.
It's the best one on the album. I agree.
On this album.
Yeah. It has a really nice melody. It's probably his best vocal on the album because he's a little gruff, and we can talk about that when we get to it. I mean, it's just it's a solid song.
It is actually. It is a good song. The opening, I always go into New York, because it just I can't not do that, and that kind of throws me. But as far as the rest of the song, it's actually pleasant. A very good song. It's pleasant. I like where the melody goes.
Yeah, and it has a couple of changes. It's not like it's not boring.
But I don't really love the way his voice sounds on this album.
Yeah, he's getting gruffer and gruffer. My Brown Guitar. I like this song a lot.
Yeah, I
like this song a lot.
For whatever reason, this might be my favorite song on the album. Well, no, you know what? No, it's not. This is one of my favorite songs. This is one of my favorite songs on the album. Musically, it's beautiful. I like it. It's got classic XTC sound. It's got all the harmonies, all like the great melody, the shifts and the turns, and the kind of witty, ridiculous lyrics. I don't know what you're thinking, Andy. No,
we kind of do.
Well, you probably do, yeah.
I always like the song a lot. I think it's really good.
It is. I do like it a lot.
Board it up, Colin.
Objectively, it's not I kind of find it interesting.
It's a very quiet song.
Yeah, it is. It's just it's very different, and his voice is really very different.
What did I say before? I said it reminds me of Music Must Change.
Yeah.
Like the Who song. Because it's got kind of
It's almost like Tom Waits singing that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got like a weird, quiet, kind of like irregular beat. It's not really it's not like a drum thing.
Technically, it's a good song. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, it's like strangely intimate.
Well, he's very close to you.
Yeah. It feels like Colin.
It's kind of like that Aphex Twin video.
The Man Who Murdered Love.
Yeah, again, it's a good pop rock song. It is. It's well done. The lyrics are actually, fairly witty. Just not my thing, I guess. I don't love it.
I like the bridge and like the little guitar break, but other than that, yeah, it sounds like the kind of thing that Andy can write easily.
It's true. I think that's true.
Like there's counterparts to the song and on other albums that are better. I mean, this is still extremely catchy, so you can't use that as a gauge because they really get stuck. We're All Light.
This is sort of similar to Stupidly Happy.
This song is actually like really upbeat. It's
not
like
not the song. I mean,
the feelings that we have toward it.
Well, yeah, and also that it's a good pop rock kind of song.
But it's not even. But that's the thing. It's like barely rock. Like when the rhythm of it, it's like it could be like a mid-90s like dance hit.
Oh, unless you're actually gonna say it.
Oh, like a band.
Desiree.
It is it's dancey.
Did he pitch this to?
You gotta be. It's really dancey. But it's actually like, I don't know. It feels kind of vapid.
It's that's lyrically it's really not. That's what's so difficult about this album. These are good songs, but they're just sort of like the most, I don't want to say lightweight, but the most pop-ish XTC songs.
Yeah, it's their most mainstream version of themselves.
And I guess, for me anyway, growing up in the 90s, I don't love that sound. Still, I don't really love that sound.
Right. So you got the Spin Doctors.
Well, yes, there was all this the kind of mainstream rock stuff that I did not like at all, and I was actively trying to find other things.
No.
Like like XTC, but not here.
Standing in for Joe. Don't let Colin hang out with your girlfriend.
The thing about this is, again, it's a good song. XTC were always good lyric writers. They're always interesting. I don't know, no matter what some people who wrote music reviews might say,
most people,
their lyrics were really good, both of them. And, always a great mix of pathos, humor, sometimes social commentary.
Yeah, like a narrative.
And sometimes just silly and absurdist but the lyrics here are actually interesting, and I kind of, I guess, find them the most interesting thing in the song, which is unfortunate, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the melody is a little reminiscent of, one Beatles song for sure, but a couple.
It's kind of
definitely
folded on.
Yeah, goes in that direction.
It's like the first XTC album where Colin's songs are not like
they don't
just incredible
just as
and
good.
You're like gushing over them.
Yeah. So. Usually we're like, another Colin song.
Yeah.
Colin did it again. There he goes.
And that actually is one of the reasons why I
that
guess
is a problem.
You
need that balance because you're already down at Dave Gregory. Colin's songs aren't as strong as they normally are. Mm-hmm. So Andy fills in with his Spin Doctor songs.
Oh, I thought he was...
What, fills in with his penis? With his brown, he brings out his brown guitar. Wounded Horse.
I actually rather like this song.
Me too.
When I first listened to this album, I kind of thought, why didn't they just do sort of that, stuff. Not bluesy. Well, bluesy and not bluesy, but I mean just with the guitar, just washing out everything. They hadn't done that in a really long time. It would have actually been rather interesting. It's for especially now that they were kind of a two-piece.
Yeah, like a bikini.
I know you're gonna say that. To just kind of make it a little bit more back to basics, a little bit more raw, and kind of like crank everything up a bit. And I mean, obviously, it's neither here nor there because that's not what happened, and maybe they had no inclination to do that. But this song, I like the guitar and I like the way it sounds.
Well, it's really refreshing too because it's
very
different.
It's a little angry.
Yeah, it's different from everything else on the album. So it's kind of a nice place to come and like reset. It doesn't have that same feel as all the other songs, and it's it's like it's kind of like an oh darling kind of thing. I feel like Andy sings it really well. It's a nice melody. It's simple, but it's not, because it's never that simple with XTC. But it's nice. It's a really, really nice song.
Good tremolo.
You and the Clouds Will Still Be Beautiful.
I know.
I love this song. This song is a awesome rhythm. It's kind of not like a straightforward beat. It's got that there's something percussive going on. Not quite bossa nova, but it's got a little
kind of Latin feel.
Yeah, it's got something that makes it also a little bit different.
Almost reggae at times, like the way the guitar is. But it's interesting.
Awesome melody. It's really, really pretty song.
It's a highlight on the album, definitely. There's some, Andy has some great songs here, and at least like 3. What have you said so far? I don't know. But there are some really good songs on this album, and. No, we'll put that another way, because I keep saying the songs are actually good, even if they don't appeal to me. But there are some songs that are like classic XTC.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
still,
this could be. I could see this on Oranges and Lemons.
Yeah,
None Such for sure. Even it would also fit in with Apple Venus 1, I think.
Maybe
you could,
these albums are so different in their ways.
I know, but there's something on this song that feels connected. There's a thing. I feel it. But for sure, Oranges and Lemons are Nonsense. I do
like the lyrics. The lyrics on this album, I think, are uniformly good. And that is very important.
Something.
Well, it is important. And I mean, of course, XTC always had good lyrics, but no matter what, I admire the lyrics on this album.
Yeah, I don't listen to them, but I also admire them.
I know.
Church of Women.
Another highlight.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know, and this actually definitely could have been on Nonsuch. You know, it's got that sound. It is a really good song.
It is. It is. It has some really nice touches. Guitar, and at the end, you know, like everything kind of drops away. All the like the instruments drop away, and it's just basically the vocals and harmonies and a nice touch. It's a really good song.
And it's very XTC. Like, it doesn't sound like the Beatles, doesn't like the Beach Boys, doesn't, you know, it doesn't sound like anyone. Sounds like XTC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I always liked it. And again, super catchy in a good way.
What was it? Oh, well.
Not like the other ones that were super catchy.
I was going to say, I don't know.
The Wheel in the Maypole, last song.
I also like this song.
This song I like a lot too. Really nice. Very dynamic. It changes a lot. It's got that like really hard like strumming. You know, it's got a little bit of a.
It was originally 2 songs, but you know you don't. I mean, that's why, you know, the changes are refreshing. They get really well.
Yeah, like
it doesn't sound like 2 separate songs at all. And I do like this. So the album actually ends very strong.
It does. It does. You know, you could just make a few tweaks.
I don't know what tweaks to make here.
Just a few.
That, you know, because of the circumstances around which this was made.
Yeah. And
not having Dave Gregory in the band, which is a massive deal.
Yeah, it's a big change.
You know.
Big change. It's
hard to say. You know, I mean, I couldn't say like, oh, if only they had done this. I mean, I would have liked maybe louder guitars and maybe a little bit less sort of production, but I mean, I don't think Andy would ever have done that.
Yeah.
That's me.
It almost makes you wonder what it would have been like if they had released it as like a double album with Apple Venus and then like the second CD, which was like kind of like, here's some extras.
Well, it's
more along the lines.
No, but it's very hard not to think of it that way, because when you listen to Apple Venus, which is great, you know, really great, and then you listen to this, it's hard not to feel like these are the leftovers.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's not really fair, but you do kind of, just naturally kind of feel like, oh, these are the songs they had left over.
Yeah, well, I'd be curious to know what other people think. If they feel like this album is as strong as Apple Venus.
I mean, I know there are people that don't like this album at all, and I don't necessarily agree, because I actually think if you like this kind of sound, you know, if you like XTC being really like completely divested of their beef heart and can, and you know
that like the angular jagged nature.
This is just very kind of mainstream dissonant pop rock sound, good songs, well produced.
Yeah,
of course. Then, you know, and this album you should like, definitely, and I don't dislike it. I just for me it's just my least favorite XTC album. When you have so many incredible albums, and that is not exaggerating.
Right.
This to me is the weakest one.
Well, that's why, you know, I feel like with a lot of things it's so easy to point at that and say, well, you know, they're older, it's their last one, but they just made,
I know, like a year
before,
an
awesome record that doesn't sound old, and this doesn't sound old.
No, it doesn't. Like, I wouldn't say that at all. No.
So I wouldn't ever say that. Oh, it's because they're losing their touch or anything. But it's just, I don't know. I think, like you said, there were so many different things actually going on within the band, around the band, that I mean, I'm happy to have this. Obviously, I love having more music. I'm glad they released it. There's a lot of songs. I do love a lot of these songs, but yeah, like you said, it's not the thing I would, you know, necessarily always reach for.
It's unfortunate it's the last one, and I'm sure we'll get more releases in the future pertaining to this period of time for them, which would be nice, because it was the 90s for XTC. Jeez, I mean, it's like the inverse of their 80s. I mean, I don't know who put out so many albums in a decade and then like nothing the next decade.
Yeah.
You know, they
could have made up for it if they were touring the whole time.
Well, sure. 8 albums in the 80s and you know, two technically in the 90s. Yeah, it's just a weird time.
Badly done, XTC. Badly done. Thank you so much for watching our brief discussion of Wasp Star, Apple Venus Volume 2. Please let us know what you think in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Stay tuned for more videos here at States and Kingdoms. Wednesdays and Fridays. We'll see you next time.